What's up everybody, I'm Jamie, and today we're going to be doing a strength and conditioning workout where all you're going to need is a set of dumbbells, some thigh bands, a chair with a soft top, or if you have a workout bench, you're going to have your workout bench. Alright, to give you guys a preview of today's training session, we're going to be doing 3 giant sets of 3 exercises, which means you're going to be doing 9 exercises at the end. This workout should last you roughly 40-45 minutes, maybe even 50 minutes. However, I do want you to go at your own pace, so rest when needed. And last note, whenever you're doing the workout, if you're using weights, I want you to adjust the weight if you have plenty of available weights to where the last 2 to 3 reps is slightly a bit of a challenge. So let's get started and let's get suited up. Alright, I am suited up and ready to go. Alright crew, the first exercise we're going to be doing, we're going to be using a pair of dumbbells. We're going to do some push-ups to renegade rows. Remember, if you don't have a set of dumbbells, no worry, I'm going to show you some modifications that you can do in its place. Whether you have these hex type or circular type, I prefer the hex type just because it's a little bit more secure, especially when it comes to this exercise. Remember, when you're doing the push-ups, you want to relax your shoulder. You want to make sure that your upper arm is pointed downward at roughly about a 45-degree angle. This way we don't put too much strain on our shoulder. When you're doing the push-up, you want to make sure that you keep your abs engaged. Also, when you're doing the row, it's really going to target your quads, your back, your glutes, and your abs. So you want to make sure you engage everything in your core. All right, let's get into it. We're gonna go to push-up, row. We're gonna be doing 10 reps of these push-ups to renegade rows. Remember, like I said earlier, keep your core tight, especially when you're doing the rows. Engage the quads, the glutes, the abs. Also, for those at home, like I said, who don't have dumbbells, what you could do in its place is you could do some push-ups to shoulder taps. You're gonna tap each shoulder, just like with the renegade rows. You wanna make sure that you keep your core tight. So engage your abs, your quads, your glutes, as you're doing this exercise. If you're doing the push-ups to shoulder taps, you're going to be doing 12 reps instead of 10. That's a tough one. Push-ups to renegade rows, push-ups to shoulder taps, that'll get your heart rate up. And this next one is going to get it up even higher. The next exercise we're going to do are going to be some squat jumps to lunge jumps. You could do this with weight or without. Grab your weights, bring it up top. You want to make sure that you push your elbow forward. Keep the weight close to you, right? Close to your shoulder, close to your chin. This way, the elbow is holding up the weight, not your wrist, not your biceps. All right, for these squat jumps to lunge jumps, we're gonna be doing a total of 10 reps. So 1 squat jump to 1 lunge jump on each leg counts as 1 rep. And we're gonna do 10 of those. We're gonna go into a squat jump and then lunge jump. Squat jump, lunge jump. Squat jump. Lunge jump. Oh, that will get your heart rate up real fast. You can also do this exercise without any weights. All right, squat jump, lunge jump. If you're doing it without weights, I want you guys to do 12 reps instead of 10. Just like with any exercise, you want to make sure you engage your core. Keep that tight as you're doing those squat jumps to lunge jumps. Oh man. Whew. And there's also a third modification. If you can't jump, like, you you have a neighbor downstairs who may not be too happy with you if you're jumping around. Then you could just do regular squats to step back lunges. So squat, step back lunge, squat, step back lunge. With just the regular squats to step back lunges, you're also gonna do 12 if you're doing that version. Oh, get some water after this exercise because your heart rate just went through the roof. All right, for our third exercise, you're gonna need a thigh band, a booty band, whatever you wanna call this. If you don't have a band, don't worry, I'll have a modification for you that has, I don't know what I'm trying to say. If you don't have a band, don't worry, I have a modification for you. So with the band, we're gonna be doing some lateral side steps. With this exercise, all right, you wanna focus on pushing your hips back just a little bit so you can engage the abs, engage the quads, and of course the glutes. This exercise is gonna be targeting the glutes specifically. When you're doing this exercise, you wanna also make sure you maintain at least shoulder width distance between your feet at all times. So this way there's constant tension on the band. We're gonna step. Notice as I'm stepping, I'm maintaining my shoulder width distance, minimum of my shoulder width distance at all times. With this exercise, you're gonna be doing 20 steps in each direction. You know, go as many as you can, or do as many as you can in each direction with the given amount of space that you have, just as long as it adds up to 20 on each side. Oh, I hope you're feeling it in your glutes, because I am. All right, for those who may not have a thigh band or booty band at home, we're gonna go down into a low plank and we're gonna do a lateral side step in the low plank position. Here we're gonna be on our elbows. Remember, when you do this exercise, really important to engage your core and tuck in the glutes. What you don't want is to look like this. You wanna flatten the body. Notice that I'm engaging my glutes, so I'm really engaging my abs, and then we're gonna go into some lateral side steps. We're gonna go tap. Notice I'm just tapping. I'm not placing my foot down completely. I'm just tapping outward, then in. Outward, in. Keep your core tight, engage the glutes, the quads. And with that exercise, you're gonna be doing 12 on each side. That's the first 3 exercises in our first giant set. I want you guys to do 4 sets of this first 3 exercises. I'll also in the next screen put down the number of reps you need to do, just as a reminder. This is also a place to hit pause in the video to complete your set. Remember, go at your own pace, rest when you need to before we proceed on to the next giant set. Go ahead and hit pause, get some water if you need to, because I know I do. All right, crew, on to our second giant set. The first exercise in our second giant set, we're gonna be doing forward to backward stepping lunges. Have your dumbbells ready. So in this case, I'm gonna be stepping forward and backwards with my right leg. My left foot just stays in place. So this is what it looks like. We're gonna step forward, lunge, step back. Notice the only foot that's being displaced is my right foot. 1 forward stepping lunge to 1 backward stepping lunge counts as 1 rep, and you're gonna do a total of 10 reps. Just like before, right? Engage your core, engage your quads and your glutes. Right? We wanna focus on the muscle groups that we're trying to work on, which in this case is our quads and our glutes. Woo. Shake out those legs. For this first exercise, you can also do this without the weights. You can just step forward, step back, step forward, step back. You can also get creative. You can also use some household items, a backpack, grocery bags, Instapot, because we have had a client who has used her Instapot to do lower body exercises and it works quite well. All right, so remember with this, you're doing 10 on each side, 1 forward stepping to 1 back stepping lunge, counts as 1 rep, and you're gonna do 10 on each side. For our second exercise, you're gonna need your chair, that soft top, or if you have a workout bench, this is where you're gonna need that as well. For the second exercise, like I said, you're gonna need your chair or workout bench. Definitely a soft top because you're gonna be placing your elbow on top of it. Along with that, you're just gonna need a single dumbbell. For this second exercise, we're gonna be doing an elevated plank with a overhand back row. This is what it looks like. First, we're gonna situate ourselves in an elevated plank. Most importantly, you wanna make sure that your hips is square to the ground, so engage your abs, glutes, and quads. You're gonna grab your dumbbell. You wanna make sure that the back of your hand is facing upward. Row, pause. Notice as I'm bringing it up, I'm gonna open up my chest to really get a good squeeze in my back. With this exercise, you're gonna be doing 12 on each side. This is really gonna challenge your core, your back, your legs, everything. All right, on to the other side. What I also like to do with this exercise is spread my feet apart about shoulder width. This way it really helps me keep my hips square to the ground. That was not easy, but we're done with it, at least for now. All right, our third exercise in the second giant set, we're gonna be doing some seated bicep curl to an Arnold press. You wanna sit on the end of your bench or your chair, so this way you can really engage your abs when you're doing this exercise. You're gonna bring the dumbbells down by your hips and make sure your palms are facing forward. Try not to swing your arm. Try to isolate it a little bit, like so. Then when you bring it up, you're gonna then twist outward, open up, and press. Boom. We're gonna do 10 reps of these. So we're gonna go into a bicep curl. Palms are facing me. I'm gonna twist and press simultaneously. This way the palms are facing away from me. I'm gonna bring it back. Palms are facing me again, and then down to my hips. With this exercise, you want to make sure you take your time, focus on the movement itself, right? You want to go nice and controlled. Notice that when I'm bringing the weight down to my hips, I'm controlling it. I'm just not gonna let it swing, right? So that's really important when you're doing this exercise, is control. Control is the name of the game. Remember, we're doing 10 reps of these. 1 bicep curl to 1 Arnold press is 1 rep. If you don't have dumbbells at home, you can get creative. Everybody's got some grocery bag or backpack. Use that as well. If you only have 1 backpack, do 1 side at a time. You can load it up with books, just like what we did with the dumbbells, right? We're gonna go into that curl, Arnold press. Notice that the bag kind of just rotates with you. We can get creative with some household items. I like bags because you can load it up with lots of things, books, water bottles, whatever you can use to weigh it down. and you can also adjust it to what's right for you. For this second giant set, you're also going to be doing 4 sets. Just like earlier, I'll be listing the number of reps in the next screen, this way to remind you how many you need to do. Like earlier, go ahead and hit pause right now to complete your 4 sets before moving on to the final giant set. All right, crew, on to the last giant set of today's training session. We're almost there. The first exercise in this next set, we're gonna be doing some dumbbell burpees to press. And of course, if you don't have a pair of dumbbells, you can just do regular burpees. So grab your set of dumbbells, have it by your side. We're gonna place it down, jump back, lay on the floor, back up, press. We're gonna do 10 of these. Now notice that when I'm jumping back and I'm coming back up, when I'm about to pick up the weight, notice I'm dropping my hips. You don't wanna arch your back like this to pick up the weight. You could really hurt your back. So drop your hips, straighten up your back a little bit to lift up the weights to press. I'll do this nice and slow so you can see it clearly. Like I said, you can also do this exercise without any weight. Instead of jumping back, you can also step back. So this is a regular burpee. Remember, you can also step back instead of jumping back. Lay down, step forward, up, down on the ground, step back, lay down, step forward, up. Notice that even when I'm not holding any weights, I'm still dropping my hips to stand up. If burpees doesn't get your heart rate up, I don't know what will. Whew. I think it's fair to say that many instructors like to give out burpees, but not receive them. For our second exercise, we're gonna be doing either some dumbbell skull crushers or tricep presses. For the skull crushers, you're gonna need a pair of dumbbells. You can also use a single dumbbell. With this exercise, you could do it on a workout bench, if you have a workout bench, or you could do it on the floor. I'm gonna demonstrate this on the floor, but it's gonna look exactly the same if you're doing it on a workout bench. So on the floor, you wanna make sure that you bend your knees, keep your feet flat. You're gonna grab your dumbbells, you're gonna press that up. Notice that the wrist, elbow, and shoulder are in a line. And then you're just gonna lower the weight nice and slow and controlled down to the side of your ears, and then you're gonna press it back up. We're gonna be doing 10 of these. Notice that my elbow stays roughly in its place. It doesn't really move. So the only thing that really moves is my forearm and my dumbbells. You wanna come down nice and controlled, as even as you can, and then press those dumbbells back up. Even though this is a arm workout, a triceps workout, you still wanna focus on engaging your abs when you're doing this exercise. Remember, just doing 10 of these. If you don't have dumbbells at the house, you can also do this next exercise. This next exercise is also a little bit harder, especially if you have lighter weights. So if you have lighter weights, you may also want to try this next exercise. We're going to be doing a triceps press. You could do this modified on the knees, or you could do it on your feet. To start this exercise, we're going to have our hands in an upside down V position, like so. When we're doing this exercise, we're going to be pressing off the base of our palm. I'm going to demonstrate this first in a modified position on the knees, then we'll go into a regular tricep press on the feet. We're gonna have our hands, like I said, in an upside down V position, chin up. Notice that my elbow is directly underneath my shoulder. I'm gonna push off the base of my palms, and then I'm gonna come up, boom. Slowly back down, just like we did with the skull crushers. Slowly back down. Up, slowly back down. If you wanna make this more challenging, you can always scoot forward a little bit. So this way now the elbow is slightly behind the shoulder. You're also gonna do 10 of these, and you can also do the regular version on your feet. Back down. That's hard. Tricep presses are one of my favorite tricep exercises. If you haven't done it before, go easy, do the modified version. Control your movement, nice and slow. Keep practicing, and you're gonna be able to do the standard version in no time, right? Consistency and practice. That's the second exercise. We're on to the last exercise. The last exercise, we're gonna be doing a hollow body snow angel. For this one, we're just gonna come to the ground. We're gonna go into a hollow body. For the hollow body snow angel, we wanna make sure that we press our lower back into the ground, and we do so by engaging your abs and keeping it as tight as you can. You can also make this easier by bringing the legs up towards you. If you want to make it harder, go ahead and lower the legs. We're going to have our hands right here by our knees. We're going to slowly control that movement, bring the hands above your head, and then back towards the knees. We're going to do 12 reps, right? When you go from the knees to the head, back to the knees is 1 rep, and we're going to do 12 of these. This one's hard, y'all. Focus, take your time. Control your movement even when it starts to burn. Ugh. And that's the third exercise in our final giant set. Just like before, I want y'all to do 4 sets in the next screen. I'll list the number of reps per exercise just as a reminder. Go ahead and hit pause right now to do your last giant set in today's training session. I hope you enjoyed our training session today. If you have any questions about any of the exercises you did today, please enter that into the comment below and I'll try to reply back as fast as I can. Now, if you enjoyed today's content, if you want to see more content like this, please hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time in our next training session.